what are the basic elements of research we had discussed in a very brief manner. So we had seen that what are the links between the basic elements of the research and how all ontology, epistemology, methodology, methods, and sources are related with each other for the research. Today, we are going to discuss, we have discussed that what are the epistemological or ontological classes related with the research, and then we have discussed this. Now we are coming to the main methods of the research or the main research what in the humanities and arts subjects generally we are doing. They are the quantitative research and the qualitative research. We will discuss the what are the methods of the qualitative method or quantitative method later on. But in a very brief manner, we will discuss that what is the quantitative research. Quantitative research, as the name suggests, that quantity, that where there is a numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, or where the things are variable. So in the quantitative research, generally research is being done to test objective theories by examining the relationship among the variables. The things are tested or variables through the laboratory or through the numerical, as in the case of the medical sciences or the statisticals or the mathematics. The researches are on the basis of quantitative research. So the thing or the theories which are examined and how the numbering are differing with each other. Again, quantitative research is the measurement of variables are done using instruments and that produce the number data. Suppose in the laboratory or in the medical lab, which are testing the pathological test, the numberings are there, whether there is the blood test or the urine test, the numbering are, the results are in number. So here, these are tested with some of the instruments or some of the softwares through which the things are coming. Numerical data are also analyzed using statistical and analytical tools. In the statistics or mathematics, there are some of the measurement or parameter or the skills through which the things are analyzed. So this comes under the quantitative research. Again, in the quantitative research, testing the theories deductively or generalizing and replicating the results is the outcome, where the theories which are already available in the statistical or numbering data or in the mathematical, so whatever the things. In our anthropological study or population study related with our humanities and social science, there are some of the theories which are related with the testing of the things. So here the theories are tested deductively, they are generalized and replicated the results. Now we are coming to the qualitative research. This is mainly in our Buddhist studies or languages like Pali language literature or Buddhist hybrid Sanskrit or Buddhist Sanskrit text. When we are doing researches in the aspect to the discipline of Buddhist studies as such, then there is a qualitative research where the things are analyzed, where the theories which have already come with the laws or the principles which have already established by the scholars, they are analyzed differently or interpreted on the basis of the literature available in the canonical, non-canonical, commentarial, and sub-commentarial literature. So these are called as qualitative research. Qualitative research It is generally related with the exploring and understanding the meaning individuals or group ascribed to a social or human problem situations. We have already seen that how, when, and what, how the things are happening in our day-to-day life, how the events are taking place, how the relations among the nature, human, and the environment are taking place, how the social environment or social behavior of the society is related with each other. So this type of researches are explored through the qualitative research. So data are collected in the participants setting. So for that, if social dimensions of Buddhism, if a researcher is supposed to do, then he has to collect the data from the different sources, whether they are in canonical, non-canonical, commentarial, or sub-commentarial. So data analysis inductively builds from the particulars to general themes. So making interpretations of the observed or collected data. When the data are collected from the different sources, they are analyzed and they are interpreted in different manners. And this is called as qualitative research. Further, it is a non-statistical inquiry. There is no quantitative type of research here, but sometimes when the anthropological studies or sociological studies to the Buddhist studies are investigated, then we also take a help of the quantitative research or the methods of the quantitative research. This is another we will discuss later on. But here in qualitative research, there is no any statistical data or investigations or the inquiry. Any process are not taken together. Whenever we are talking about the social phenomena, we have to take care of all the data. Collections of words, symbols, pictures, and other non-rubrical records is done. So here we have to, whenever the data are collected related with sociological, social dimensions, social aspects, then we have to collect the words, the symbols, the pictures, and other non-numerical records. Then creating understanding for subjective interpretations and critical analysis of the collected data is undertaken besides simple descriptions. Here in the qualitative, we are not giving only description, but there is a interpretations or there is a analysis of the things, whatever the materials we are gathering or we are collecting based upon the another interpretations which were not done by the previous scholar. So this is the our qualitative research. So here collected sources or the data are analyzed critically. Critically means from the different sources, not in one traditions, whether it is Theravada, Sarvastivada, Vaibhasik, or Tantric. We have to collect it and then we have to give a critical analysis of the any concept or any things. So see here, there is a chart how this qualitative and quantitative research are being designed by a researcher. If you will see that there are five subjects like ontology, epistemology, axiology, rhetoric, methodology. So these are the five subjects of how the qualitative research and the quantitative research are designed by a researcher. So if you see that we have already seen that ontology, that when a person tries to know about the things, that how the things are happening, when we are searching the truth of anything. So ontology, that is the perspective of reality. So if a researcher does qualitative research, then he tries to design multiple subjectively derived realities coexist. So from the different sources, he has to derive or collect the research materials. If there is a quantitative research, then there is a existence of single objective world is assumed. So here, this type of ontology, these are the philosophical terms: ontology, epistemology. Epistemology, we see that how the Acharya Dinnag and Dhamram Kirti, they have developed the theory of our Acharya Basabandhu, which is available in Abhidharma Kosa. So this epistemology is the study related with the reasoning and the logic. We have already discussed about it, and how the role of researcher related with the qualitative researcher, that he makes an interactions with the studied phenomena is must or is necessary. So he has to see that how the things are happening in our day-to-day life, how the events are happening in day-to-day life, and how the phenomena, the states are happening in our life. We have to make interactions with that. And quantitative research, a researcher does independence from the phenomena studies is maintained. So here there is a difference between qualitative and quantitative research. Then axiology, there is a researcher values. When the values are or ethical things are studied, then value-laden and biased framework is largely used in the case of qualitative research. But in the case of quantitative research, there is a value-free and unbiased framework is employed. So there is a difference between the qualitative and quantitative. Rhetoric, where there are poetries, there are prosodies, there are dramas. When the style of the language of any, whether it is Pali, Sanskrit, Tibetan, or Chinese, whenever a researcher tries to know about the style of the writing of the text, then, in the case of qualitative research, he is using informal and contextual language. Then, in the case of quantitative research, there is a impersonal and formal language. So this is the difference between the qualitative and quantitative research. Then in the case of methodology, that what is the approach of the research? Methodology is a tool or technique through which a research is being undertaken by a research scholar. So here in the case of qualitative research, there is a induction and the multiple process interactions used. What we have seen in the case of the first ontology, multiple subjectively derived reality coexist. And here in the case of quantitative research, there is a reduction and the cause relationship established here, how the things are causally related with each other. So in the case of quantitative research, this is done. So let us see that what are the strategies by a research scholar and what are the research methods when a qualitative research or the quantitative research are being done. So we have already discussed about the explanatory research study, interactive, interpretive research study, and critical research study. So how the main methods are being done by a research scholar. If you see that in the case of explanatory research study, there are main methods, which is the case analysis and hermeneutics. Hermeneutics is the study of the language. Whenever a person who tries to know about the grammar, how the case endings, and other things, verb, the suffixes are being done. So hermeneutics is another science where it is done. And wherever the researcher are a case analysis, when the status of Buddhist in northeast eastern zone of India, or any Sikkim or Bhutan or Manipur or Arunachal Pradesh or Himachal Pradesh or Leh Ladakh. So whenever a person who tries to make a study of the case analysis of Buddhist, in that case, this is coming under the explanatory research, a study of the things here. Then interpreting the research study under this, there are three: grounded theory, ethnography, phenomenology. There are three things which are taken. Grounded theory, which are already taken, like Four Noble Truth, Eightfold Path, law of dependent originations, law of karma and rebirth, and other things. They are